Inside of my paid program, I actually get a lot of questions about productivity and training. If you don't know, I'm Brandon Maloney. I'm a calisthenics athlete, student, entrepreneur, all that type of stuff, essentially. Just like going over the list of my credentials so I can kind of fit the top 5% athlete, student, whatever, like type of thing in the title. I am in a educational program within my high school called ACE. It is essentially just like one of the highest educational programs within my country. I am pretty high level student in it. I'm almost finished with the entire scholarship. That's the highest level scholarship that my state provides as far as I'm aware of. I'm a straight A student, like 4.3 GPA, something along those lines. Yes, you heard that right, 4.3. 4.0 is the highest for regular classes, but because I'm in high school and I have college level courses, my GPA can go higher. I'm a very high level student. I'm a decently high level athlete. I'm 16 years old. I've been able to do 70 handstand push ups in one session, no dip muscle ups with weight added, one arm pull ups, 9-degree handstand push ups, a bunch of other cool calisthenic skills that I'm learning. And also, I teach other guys online how to do similar things through coaching, through courses, through my free and paid programs. I'm decently busy, and I'm going to be giving you the 3 things that have helped me massively when it comes to managing everything together. And it's going to be some advice that you've probably never heard before. And the first piece of advice that you probably have heard before, actually, but some of it you haven't. The first piece of advice is the routine. People like to talk about online about scheduling out your entire day before it happens. The thing is, this is so time inefficient, it's not even funny. All that you need in order to have a productive day is a to-do list and free time. If you think, oh, I have no free time, you're lying, because I have free time. The reason you don't have free time is because you're either scrolling on your phone, you're doing habits you're not supposed to, you're watching this video instead of doing the work you're supposed to be doing. Obviously, don't click off yet. Leave it in the background. Press right click. If you're on like PC or Mac or whatever, press right click and then push loop and then mute the video and keep it open in a different tab so it repeats over and over so I get tons of watch time. I would really appreciate that. But if you actually are procrastinating work, go out and do that right now. Like absolutely 0 questions asked. Like either get off this, do the loop thing I just said, or continue watching, finish this up, and then go to do the work you have to go do. My schedule is I wake up at roughly 4 o'clock. I wake up, I go get coffee. I'll go read my Bible for like 10, 15 minutes, something along those lines, and then I get straight to work. I do the most essential tasks possible in the morning. So that'll be the schoolwork that I need to get done, the videos that I need to record. Normally I can record like 7 videos in a given morning. Like I space it out a little bit more now just because I like improving like video by video, but I'm going to be explaining more so batching in a second. What that process basically is, why I record 7 videos instead of like 1 per day, is the concept called batching. And basically what this means is if you were to get a piece of clothes dirty, if you were to like get a stain on your shirt, like this jacket that I'm wearing, if I were to like spill this like cup of coffee on it, if I were to spill the cup of coffee on this jacket, it would be really, really retarded for me to put this one jacket in the laundry, wash it, dry it, and then wear it again. It would make a lot more sense for me to use the rest of my dirty clothes that are in my hamper over there and put all of it into the laundry, wash all of it, and then put away all of it all at the same time, because you're saving water, you're doing a more like time efficient thing, so you only have to do 1 load of laundry instead of 2. It's a lot more time efficient, and that's actually going to allow you to get more done per unit of time that you spend. So for every minute that you spend doing the thing, you're going to get more output, which essentially means you get a bigger result. This is actually the same when it comes to productivity as well. So for example, if you're doing a school assignment and you have another tab open, and you do a school assignment and you switch to the other tab, you're actually resetting your focus. So not only are you not doing the thing that you originally were supposed to do, it takes you a second to get refocused in. So step number 1 of this is just to only do that thing. But let's say you have 3 math assignments and 1 history assignment. It's better to do 3 math assignments in a row than it is to do math assignment, then history assignment, then 2 math assignments, because you're going to be in the groove of math. You're going to have your pencil out, your papers out, all that type of stuff, and your brain's kind of wiring itself in that mode, in that moment, in order to do the math homework. It's the same thing for recording videos. I have recorded literally, I think, 9 videos in the span of like 2 hours, which is absolutely ridiculous. I've recorded that in 1 morning and I've scheduled 2 weeks worth of content at a time at some point, and I can just put all my effort in my paid program and just like literally enjoying my mornings. It is that OP. Batching is super important. Doing one thing and a ton of it is very important. Writing a ton of papers all at once, doing multiple assignments at once, doing, even if it's multiple classes, doesn't have to be like you only do math homework on this day and then only history homework on this day. No. You can do it to where it's the point to where you're just doing all of your work on Tuesdays, for example, and then do all your work on Fridays. Wait until you get 1, 2, 3 assignments ready, and then you batch it all together. Now, if you have time, obviously do it like as you get it. But if you have other stuff going on, maybe you have work, you have gym, you have fitness, you have all this other stuff, saving time and by prioritizing, like on your rest day, for example. So I'll do like 2 rest days a week. On average, I do what's called an asynchronized split. So I'll do planche, then front lever, then I'll rest, and planche, front lever, then rest. So it's an async split. So it's only 3 days. So I'll rest maybe 2.1, 2.2 times per week, something along those lines. On my rest days is when I'll do heavy batching work because I like training in the mornings now. That's something else you can do. You can modify like when you train and how you work depending on the specific day based on your training schedule. So I try and prioritize training to the best of my ability. So I'll do that first thing. Do the most essential task first thing in the morning because that's when you have the most energy. So if you need to get a certain research project done or a certain assignment done, do that first. If you need to crush a workout because you're like peaking or trying to get stronger, you're like on the cusping edge of learning a specific skill, then train that skill first thing in the morning. Do that part of this session. Do skills in the morning and then weights later, whatever's most time efficient. Obviously, you batch. That's like kind of goes against the principle of batching like we were just talking about. But you kind of have to modify your time for what is most optimal for that morning and for that week. I don't structure my day in Google Calendar. I don't look at like my assignment sheet on like Canvas, for example. So like a lot of people use Canvas, which is essentially like teachers put in your assignments and then you can look at it. I don't look at Gradebook, which is also like another platform that you can like see your grades and all that type of stuff on and submit assignments and all those things. I don't look at any of that. I get assignments as I do it and I batch them and I put them together, and I am a straight A student who is in one of the most advanced educational programs in my country. I'm not like an idiot, but I'm not like super smart either. I would probably say I'm like 10% above average, like on an IQ scale. So if like 100 is regular IQ, I would probably guess I'm in between like 10 and 20 just because I know I think deeper than most people, but it's really not that huge of a difference. The main thing is that I just have the ability to try and stay disciplined much longer for a much longer period of time than most people when it comes to these specific things. That's the most important thing you need to do, and you need to engrave it into your lifestyle. You cannot, if you want to have your best results in all of these things all at once, you cannot be the type of person who goes home and goes on your phone and scrolls for an hour when you're home. I used to do that, and I will 100% tell you it is never worth it. That little bit of like depression or like anxiety that you feel from not scrolling because you're getting like sap dopamine from not doing the thing, I promise you it is not worth the loss in results that you're going to experience from not doing the thing that you set out to do. And what that means is you not doing the schoolwork you have to do, you not doing the deep work that you have to do, you not doing the gym session you have to do, or putting all those things off, putting off your eating because you need to eat a certain amount of time before gym, putting off like your hydration, putting off your stretching, not doing your stretching, not brushing your teeth, not cleaning yourself properly, skipping showers, all these types of things. All of these things that I've done, I swear to God, I get so busy sometimes and I'm just so tired by the end of the day. I swear to God, I skip showers sometimes. Like at night, it gets that bad. But you have to prioritize certain tasks. I'm not saying that that's like the most optimal thing to where you should be getting that tired. But what I'm saying is doing that, it's almost never going to be beneficial because what's going to happen in the morning? I have to delay work. I have to delay my schedule in order to shower in the morning because now I'm dirty and like my head itches because like I'm all sweaty and now my sheets are kind of gross and I have to wash them an extra time and all this type of stuff happens. You need to engrave this into your lifestyle to where you're just not doing these bad habits. You don't have time for these bad habits. And if you do have time, fill out your schedule. The advice that I've always heard online is like, oh, learn an instrument and learn how to code and do game programming and do graphic design or learn to draw. That's all kind of gay. If you're into that and that's something that can actually occupy your time, that's completely fine. There are a couple things that I do. I play chess with my friends. I socialize with people. I go out and do things. I do work for YouTube, for my business, for all that type of stuff, post on social media, fill in stuff for my paid program, second link in the description, also my free program, first link in the description. I do all that. I do school. I exercise, I work out, I do all that kind of stuff, and I'm progressing in literally everything all at the same time. And the reason is I have like basically zero bad habits. Like the only real bad habit that I have is like sometimes I'll eat a little bit longer than I have to because I'm watching a video while doing it. And maybe like I watch too much entertainment stuff versus education, but that is a little bit strategic because if you know anything about like information overload, you know a lot of people have like really ADHD tendencies to where like they'll get an idea from someone and then they'll like switch their entire plan. Like you probably notice this with like exercise or self-improvement or like business, for example, where you'll be going one direction, you stay there for like 1 or 2 weeks. Like let's say you're doing a certain workout routine, for example, you're doing upper lower, like 2 times a week upper, 2 times a week lower, for example, push pull legs, whatever the split wants to be. Then randomly, like a week or two later, you'll just switch to a different split. Are you a retard? Like you were making good progress with this one. Why are you trying to over optimize for this thing? Obviously, that's not going to be the correct modality for you because you're already making progress this way. You're going to have to spend all this time adapting to this new program. You're going to have to spend all this time and all this effort and all this energy learning the ropes and getting everything set in place and modifying that with the rest of your schedule because you were used to training 4 times a week before. Now you're doing full body. Now you train 3 times a week, but the sessions are longer. You're going to have to modify your schedule to fit around that. Your body's going to have to adapt to it, and it's going to be this huge pain in the butt. Just stick with upper lower split. It's the same thing when it comes to work and deep work and batching and having goals and having hobbies. People constantly switch up what it is they want to do. I swear to God, this is the most consistent I have been in my entire life. And believe it or not, it's going to sound absolutely insane. I've made the most progress. I made the most money I've ever made online. I've got the biggest on YouTube I've ever gotten. This is actually the second channel I've posted on, so this is the biggest I have ever been on YouTube. I've gotten the most views I've ever got. Not the most Instagram followers because I deleted my old account for personal reasons. I had like kind of a, I was susceptible to like kind of, I don't want to like degrade her. I had an interesting relationship with my ex-girlfriend. Let's put it like that, to where I deleted my Instagram account. I removed a bunch of my reels, all of my shorts, all that type of stuff, because she was uncomfortable with me being shirtless as a fitness coach. Again, tons of nuance there. We can go over that. That's not for this video, though. I have the best grades I've ever got. I have the hardest classes I've ever had. I'm the most educated I've ever been. I'm the most well-spoken on camera and in person I've ever been. And it's because I have modified my lifestyle to the point to where I'm putting all these bad habits behind. And it's such simple stuff. Like I used to randomly eat tons because I was bulking and I was trying to build muscle and like all that type of stuff. But I was mostly eating like junk food just to compensate for calories, and I was getting a little bit fat and all that kind of stuff. Like I've never really been fat. I've always been like sub 13% body fat, maybe 14 when I was like my absolute biggest. But that was only for like a few weeks. I've always been extremely lean. Like over the summer when I was walking like basically everywhere I went, I would walk literally like hours a day, just like interacting with people and hanging out with my friends and all that. I swear I was at like 10% body fat, just like existing, and I didn't change anything. And I was making my best skills progress, and I was like progressing really quickly and all this type of stuff. This stuff is all possible for you. You just have to set your life to the standard of who you want to be. And there's this quote I found from Alex Hormozy, and I actually put it in one of my paid programs as a quote, as like the hook for the module that I did. And it goes something like this. This isn't the exact quote, but I'm going to paraphrase just so it fits the circumstance better. I am going to do my absolute best to teach you how to get the result that you want to get in order to impress the one person who really matters, and that is future you. That is absolutely profound of a statement to say. That's just, if you really sit down and think about it, that's crazy. Future you is all that matters to impress. Screw the people on your left, screw the people on your right, screw all of them. Do you or do you not want to impress your future self? If you would be impressed by having a 4.0 GPA, if you would be impressed by having a profitable online business, if you would be impressed by having crazy calisthenic skills or building an aesthetic physique or getting stronger and bigger in general, then maybe subscribing and liking this channel and boosting it would be your best bet, because I'm going to be doing exactly that for you and other guys like you. If you're interested in like calisthenic courses and calisthenic communities, I have my free program, first link in the description, paid program, second link in the description. It's a little bit more pricey than like the free program, obviously, because it like requires money, but you get so much more. My free program took me like 40 hours to put together, maybe even more for like the courses that are in there. It's just so high value. Check out the about page. It's like, if you're not interested in it right now, just like kind of write it down as a goal that you want in the future. Literally make like a physical piece of paper saying like, buy the Maloney Athlete Academy, join the creative mode, or not the creative mode protocol, I changed the name, the join Brandon's Brotherhood. Both of them are behind me here. You have Brandon's Brotherhood and then the Maloney Athlete Academy. Both things super, super high value, super like close knit into my personal inner circle. My name has been Brandon. Keep doing the best of doing your best. Trust God. Signing off.